With us now, retired Lieutenant General Russell L. Honore. He led the military operations in the days after Katrina, and he was on the ground when federal aid really failed, and he's been sounding the alarm ever since. General, always great to see you. Some 20 years later, you've been talking about this in helping people understand things for 20 years. What are they hearing and what aren't they hearing?
Well, the need to be prepared, John. Katrina, as much as has been talked about as one of the most catastrophic events in American history, that played itself out on TV. We've had bigger evacuations before the flood of 1927. 700,000 people were in tents for months when the Mississippi River broke. And we went forward, formed in FEMA in the 70s, to have a federal response, be prepared to assist in floods like this. And we saw what unfolded on TV. It was a normal storm until the levees broke. And when the levees broke, it changed into a major disaster with some 70,000 people in New Orleans. 80% of the city did evacuate, but that part that didn't evacuate, we saw unfold on TV, as much of it was repented right here on CNN Live. And that was unbelievable to a lot of people. This could happen in a major American city. It did, and it could happen again if we don't continue to prepare, John.
It could happen again, the message that you've been sending. Some 30 officials, employees at FEMA, were just put on administrative leave after they signed a letter expressing concerns about changes at the agency that they say compromise its preparedness. When you look at what's happening with FEMA today, what do you think? How concerned are you?
Well, there was talk of deconstructing FEMA in the last 6 months, and that went from talking to DOGE cuts, which took 1/3 of the employees out of FEMA. The Department of Homeland Security has taken FEMA money to build Alcatraz Detention Center in Florida. That's concerning. And recently, the Department of Homeland Security have told FEMA employees they'll look to have them volunteer to go do detention work. And if they refuse, they'll be fired. So we're degrading FEMA at a rate that is concerning. I do think the July 4th flooding in Texas woke the White House up that they need to maintain FEMA for the time being to address this hurricane season. Because there was some missteps there at the Department of Homeland Security and where they did not pre-position search and rescue teams that would normally happen, because the Secretary of Homeland Security is now personally micromanaging every contract in FEMA over $100,000. And those of us that follows his business and been doing it for the last 20 years plus know this is concerning, and the state nation could be at risk under the current attitude in Homeland Security. And we hope the president will bring FEMA back under the White House and take it out of Homeland Security, because it's being abused in Homeland Security.
Of course, the president's plans seem to be to send the power from FEMA more directly back out to the states. General Russell Honore, the country's so grateful for the work that you did some 20 years ago and for the discussions that you've been leading ever since. Thank you so much for your time this morning.